Hey everyone, got a fun video today. We're doing brownies. There's a ton of brownie videos out there, so I figured why not just jump into a saturated market and make my stand. This one's actually going to be a little bit different. I think it'll be interesting. I'm putting some spices in here, so I've got some smoked cinnamon, cardamom, and clove. I think these spices will be fragrant and add a depth of flavor along with the cocoa that I think will make this really very delicious. Before we get started, I've got my oven heating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius. And then I've got a 9x9 inch baking pan, which I've buttered and lined with parchment paper. I've also taken my butter and I've set this out a couple of hours in advance to soften up. That'll help to melt it a little bit faster. So for the other ingredients, I'm using all brown sugar. I think that'll make the brownies a little bit more chewy. I've got all-purpose flour, unsweetened chocolate, hazelnuts, salt, eggs, and cocoa powder. Now with the hazelnuts, I think that'll be great. I mean, what goes better with chocolate than hazelnuts? If you don't like hazelnuts, you can use whatever your favorite nut is. And of course, if you're allergic or you don't like nuts at all, leave it out. It's going to be plenty of flavor with the spices in there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start things off by setting up a double boiler here. I've got just a small pan with some water in it, and then I've put a mixing bowl in the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my butter to this so that we can melt it. Okay, so now that the butter is mostly melted, I'm gonna sift my cocoa powder into it. And what we're doing here is called blooming the cocoa powder. So it's kind of like making coffee, the grounds are dehydrated. So by mixing it with butter here, bring out more of that cocoa flavor so that it gets distributed evenly throughout the brownies. And you can see my cocoa powder was pretty lumpy, so sifting it helps to break those lumps up. Okay. Then we'll just take our whisk and gently mix this with the butter. I love the smell of chocolate. And then next, we're going to take our dark chocolate, we're going to add it in and slowly melt it. And we can turn off the heat. We don't want this to get too hot because when we add it to our egg mixture, we don't want to cook the eggs. Okay. We're going to take 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to add this to our chocolate mixture. And we're also going to take our ground spices and add those in. And then just stir everything together. Okay, and then we'll set this aside and let it cool while we work on the rest of the mixture. Okay, next we're going to take our brown sugar and put it into a mixing bowl. And then to that, we are going to break 5 large eggs. Then we'll add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I'm using vanilla paste, but you can use vanilla extract. And then we're just going to whisk this. And what we want to do is try to really beat the eggs and incorporate some air. And that'll help to make the brownies a little bit lighter and give it more volume. So the goal here is to try to burn as many calories as you can before you eat the brownies. So you can see this is a bit glossy now. We've incorporated some air, which will give it more volume. And I think we're good here. So next, we'll take our chocolate, which is cooled down. We're going to add this to our mixture. Okay, next we're going to take our flour and we're going to sift this into the mixture. And then we stir this in. Give it a good mix. Make sure the flour is totally incorporated. Okay, we're going to take about half of our nuts and mix it in, and then we're going to save half to sprinkle on top. So these nuts I toasted a bit earlier and then crushed them. You know, so there's some fine pieces and then some bigger chunks. That way you get a nice crunch when you bite into the brownie. Okay. And we'll take it and we'll pour it into the brownie pan. Gone through all the work, you don't want to leave any behind. The pan, tap it a few times to help distribute the mixture. Sprinkle the remainder of our hazelnuts on top. This really smells nice. Okay, so this is ready to go into the oven. We're going to put it in for about 30 minutes and check on it, and then we'll see you back here. All right, and we're back. So these did bake about 30 minutes. You can poke a knife in to test it. It's not going to come out totally clean, and that's fine. There should be a little bit of a crumb there, which there is. It's just not totally liquid. So these are done. So this is the hardest part of making brownies, is we have to let these cool for about 45 minutes to an hour before we can try them. So I'm going to try to distract myself, find something else to do, and we'll see you back here in a little bit. Oh my god. That's really amazing. Very rich. The spices are nice, they're balanced, nothing's overpowering. The hazelnuts had a nice crunchiness, great flavor, and it's not too sweet. I reduced the sugar from a lot of recipes that you'll see, and I used unsweetened chocolate, and I think that makes a big difference. I don't like my sweets to be too sweet, so a little less sugar is good for me. Of course, if you like things sweet, you might want to bump up the sugar a bit. But this is a great recipe. I highly recommend it. Please give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and click the like button. We'll see you again next time. Thank you.